Now that I'm 23 years old and lived through many experiences as an entrepreneur since I was 17, 18 years old, there isn't really a lot of things that I regret, but there are things that would have improved or I wish I knew at the time that instead I've learned through my experiences, through problems, all trial and error. The number one thing I would tell my 18-year-old self is don't seek for motivation. Don't look for motivation. Don't just stand still, lay in your bed, looking for motivation, scrolling, trying to find motivation online. Instead, seek discipline. Discipline will bring you much further than seeking for motivation. Motivation is a fake factor for people that don't really have a goal or really have ambition and instead just seek for motivation. These small spurts, for example, when I used to study, I would seek for motivation to study because I did not want to study. But in reality, as an entrepreneur, if you need to seek motivation, that means you don't really want what you're pursuing. So instead, seek discipline, build a schedule, do something that you enjoy doing. It could be a pastime, it could be in your career, work field, business, anything in life. Seek discipline, that'll bring you much further than looking for motivation. The second thing is don't listen to the surrounding noise. When I was younger, I was a troublemaker in school. I would get sent to the principal office, not often, but here and there. I got in trouble by my parents at school a lot of times. I was a very hard-headed kid. Multiple teachers would shit on me. Now, the reason why they would shit on me is not because I was a devil kid. It's because they saw a lot of potential in me. I would have very good grades, but decide to just troll in class. So a lot of teachers were frustrated with me being influenced by others. If I see others bothering people in class, I would usually join in. I would never be the one to start, but I would find it entertaining and pitch in. I remember a teacher telling me that I would not make it far in life. She bashed all my dreams, told me I had no potential if I stayed like this. At the time, I was very frustrated. I was mad. I was like, what the hell is she talking about? But in reality, she was right. That stuck with me. And that fueled a fire that I wanted to prove her wrong and prove other people wrong. Now that's just an example at school. I'm saying in general, people around you in life, if you have an idea and it seems crazy, go for it. There should be nobody stopping you, including yourself. I feel like the only person that could really stop you is yourself, and you obviously want yourself on your side. So the people around you, ignore them. If they're hating, just ignore it, move on, prove them wrong. It's probably the best feeling out there. Also, I remember a university teacher. I would always have my computer on, either Shopify or a trading chart in class. He was passing by behind me and I didn't notice him. He looks at my computer and started bashing me. He started laughing and raging in class and saying, "What the hell are you doing? Do you really think you can make money like this?" Basically a shot on everything that I'm doing. And I was embarrassed in class at the time. It was super embarrassing for me because I would never listen in class, including university. Basically, he said online money is fake, all that, all that type of income is fake, drug money, and you should pursue something that actually makes sense in like engineering and all those kind of things. An actual degree that makes sense and generates you real income and not drug money. But to me, in my head, I was saying that his job is not even guaranteed. So for him to say that the money online is not guaranteed, in my head, I see all these layoffs now. Since 2022, 2023, I've been seeing a crazy amount of layoffs in every single sector. The tech sector, the energy sector, the education sector. Everyone is laying off. They're trying to cut budgets because prices are increasing. And so his job is not guaranteed as well. So for him, he's gonna have to look for another job while I'm basically in control of all the income that I make. It could be a lot, it could be low, it could be none. But the thing is, his job's not guaranteed. My job's not guaranteed. We're both in the same place, right? Yes, you have a fixed income. Yes, I don't have a fixed income. At the end of the day, my job has much more potential than the salary cap that he has on his. And me, if I put in more hours and work more, I'll make much more, which motivates me. That's just me. Obviously, that's not for everyone. But for him to hate, it kind of backfired on him, right? I basically made his salary in one day, in one trading day. You see, that that satisfied me, and there was no better feeling than that. Another thing I would tell myself is never be satisfied. When I first hit $100,000 in the bank, I kind of chilled out. I was like, I'm kind of made it, you know? But obviously, looking back at it now, that was very stupid of me. $100,000, the job is not done at all. That's just the beginning. It was a nice milestone. Don't get me wrong. But I'm chasing multiple millions, hundreds of millions. I'm chasing it all. I have so many dreams that I want to fulfill and so many lives that I want to change. Never be satisfied with a number. Yes, it's good to enjoy milestones, but don't be satisfied with just seeing a dollar amount or fulfilling a dream and saying, okay, I'm good there. Keep adding more and more. It's good that you're hitting your dreams, but you have much more potential than that. Do not settle. Always stay greedy and stay hungry. Also, I would suggest all entrepreneurs to get a full-time job when you're between 16 and 18 years old. I think you have to live through that pain that I lived through, at least through my co-op terms until I was 21 and my initial jobs. Having those experiences of getting shot on by customers, getting shot on by the managers, I think it fuels a fire inside you that you want to just do it on your own. So I think you have to live through these experiences, these bad experiences. It's character development and character building. For example, Shoppers Drug Mart helped me talk to people. I used to not be comfortable talking with customers or even sometimes new friends or people at school. I'm just not an outgoing person. For me, I don't want to say I'm shy, but I'm just not comfortable. I'm not good at making conversation. This has helped me a lot talking to a camera, but Shoppers Drug Mart has helped me a lot too. Talking to customers every day, very nice people, but also some very angry customers, some disrespectful ones. You get all those different types of vibes. You learn from them. So yeah, I learned a lot from that job. Don't get me wrong. I'm grateful for that job. Although it was a tough experience and not an enjoyable one, I'm always going to be grateful that I had that job and learned the lessons that I did there. The way I got treated in my co-op terms, I remember one co-op term, I used to mission 30 minutes every morning, 30 minutes every night back home. That's if there's no traffic, sometimes an hour back. And my shifts were 9 hours. So all in all, I used to spend almost 11 hours commuting and my full-time job in person every single day. And I hated my job, but I needed the money at the time. It did pay decent at the time. So I tried renewing a contract, and the people there never ever trusted me. I don't want to say the place and I don't want to bash it, but those people never trusted me. When I worked from home and I would log off for a tiny bit of time and they would see me yellow on Microsoft Teams, they would ask my teammates, yo, is he on? Is he working? For what? First of all, I'm getting paid crumbs compared to other people. And for me, if I wanted to log off an hour or two, what's your issue? I'm getting the hours and I'm getting the job done. And on top of that, I remember at the time I was taking COVID vaccine when we were obligated here in Canada. So they knew I wasn't going to be in person that day. They just never really trusted me with tasks. When I came to renew my contract and wanted to work there part-time, we had agreed on 2 shifts, one in person and one from home. But then, after I signed it and agreed with everything, a week later, they went back on it and told me and neglected the whole clause that we signed on. Told me we don't want you in at home, so just do your 1 shift in person. And I said respectfully, if you guys don't trust me and all that, I don't want to be working here. And so we had a disagreement. It wasn't just with me, it was just the way they treated their students. I didn't like that at all. If you're going to interview them and hire them, best believe you need to trust them, right? So that was just a bad experience for me. It was my first co-op term. And from there on, I looked for other incomes online, ended up doing drop shipping, trading full time, and found all these things. So that job really kickstarted my entrepreneurial career. I'm grateful for that experience as well. If it wasn't for that, maybe I wouldn't be here, right? But it's important to treat everyone with respect. And on top of that, I got a shit ton of work done. And I remember when I left, my old teammates kept telling me that they were saying, yeah, like, turns out that we did a great job. The students that they hired, including me. So it was funny that when I left, they appreciated me. But when I was there, they did not appreciate me. That's just another lesson. And it fueled me. I think you need those bad experiences to live the great ones. If my 18-year-old self lived through all this 2 years before, I think I would have been much more ahead. But nevertheless, I learned from those experiences. I would tell my 18-year-old self, discipline yourself. You don't need motivation. Go to the gym, balance your work life with your social life. Don't listen to anything people around you have to say. And thirdly, you have to live those bad experiences and learn from them to then be able to live the great ones.